Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Last night, Monday, January 23rd, 2017, I went on Jeranism's radio program to have a discussion about the flat earth, which I maintain is a psychological operations meant to divide, distract, and discredit the truth community. Jeranism last night defended why he thought the flat earth was relevant. From my perspective, the conversation it just reinforced what I already knew. It seems to me that the flat earth believers cannot be reached because they make the choice to ignore reality. Last night, multiple times, Jeranism and his wife said that there's no proof of curvature on the earth. And I reminded them that I had just uploaded the latest video that shows with complete evidence that there is curvature of the earth. It is documentable, it is observable, it is provable. To say that there isn't curvature is to deny reality. I also brought up to Jeranism last night, and he said he'll make a video debunking this. Opposite poles, opposite hemispheres of the spherical earth. The stars rotate in opposite directions. And this is very strong evidence that the earth is a sphere because you cannot have stars rotating in opposite directions, in opposite hemispheres on a flat earth. This is an observable fact of the world we live in. Flat Earth does not want to recognize this, they just want to ignore it. And people such as Eric Dubay, who use false evidence to make their points, Eric Dubay claims that it's just not true, that the stars don't rotate in opposite directions in opposite hemispheres, which is a lie. They do. It's proven. There's all sorts of video evidence you can look at to see. See, that's the difficulty with the flat Earth research. It requires us to have resources to travel to these places to observe it with our own eyes. But there's people that have done the work. They've documented the stars, the sky, and you can see. You see different stars rotating in opposite directions in opposite hemispheres. The other point I brought up to Jeranism, a sun's light, a star's light, it has unlimited distance. If the earth was flat and there was a star above it, which is the sun, it would light up the whole earth. The sun is not a lamp. The sun's light doesn't just go off a certain distance. You could never have half the world in light and half the world in darkness on a flat earth. It would either all be light or all be dark at once. I don't even think there would be time zones. And then using mathematics. And I realize Jeranism is very much against mathematics. But using mathematics, it proves the flat earth false. Jeranism just brushed over the point I made last night. On the flat earth map, if you fly from Johannesburg, South Africa to Sydney, Australia, on the flat earth map, you would fly over Asia. When in reality, everyone who takes that flight flies over the ocean the whole time. And not only that, on the flat earth map, doing the mathematics, the flight from Johannesburg to Sydney would take twice as long as it takes in reality on the flat earth. If you do the mathematics of what is shown on the flat earth map, the flight would take twice as long as it actually takes. And what's really sad is when I made this video, some flat earther has been spamming flights from Johannesburg that have stops that go to other places and saying, see, this time's about the same. I mean, that's what's wrong with the flat earth community right there. Just that somebody's even that dumb to try to make that argument. I'm talking about how the nonstop flight flies over the ocean in about 13 hours' time. And on the flat earth map, if you do the mathematics, based on the rate of travel for a commercial air flight, it would take over 22 hours, which it does not. This person went and found flights from Johannesburg to Sydney that have layovers in other cities and said, see, these flights take that long. I mean, how can you even, it's just so embarrassing to even try to make that argument. We're talking about a nonstop flight over the ocean versus flights that have layovers, destinations before it goes there. And see, someone in the flat earth thinks that this is an argument. They think that that proves the earth is flat. A completely nonsensical, ridiculous, horribly thought out argument. So anyway, last night I had to listen to Jeranism and his wife just keep saying, this isn't true, when in fact it is true. It's observable, it's documented. And, it was Jeranism's show, so I was polite the whole time, and sometimes I just let stuff go and didn't even say anything in the back. Like at the beginning, he introduced me by saying that my flat earth research is horrendous, and it's obvious I haven't done the homework. Well, I've done plenty of homework, and I know things that Jeranism, even after spending all these years, still doesn't know. I had to make the point to him that yes, the moon is a sphere, because only a spherical shape can have phases like the moon goes through. He tried to argue that the moon was a two-dimensional object. A two-dimensional object cannot go through phases. Has to be a sphere. And Jeranism has admitted many times before, and he admitted again last night, he has no idea what causes the orbit of the sun or moon. So this is my point. Why are people so passionate about this subject that they cannot prove, and to try and prove in their mind, they have to deny reality? So I just want to play this clip of him and his wife denying that boats go beyond the horizon. We can see them go over the horizon, something that anyone can observe from any beach in the world, but they wanted to deny it and say that this doesn't happen. Just listen here, Truth Seeker. And then we're going to watch a clip of a boat going over the horizon, something everyone can observe. Things such as boats going over the horizon, the way the sun rises, the sun sets. These are the very real proofs that we live on a spherical earth.
Okay, exactly. So, but you're saying that it bends into a ball.
Right.
Where's the evidence of that?
You can't have both of those.
Where is there any kind of experiment, lab experiment? Show me an example of water.
Well, that's what we're seeing when a ship goes beyond the horizon.
Okay,
we're seeing it go around. That is the curvature.
Okay, here's the thing, Zach.
I've done videos. No research going on.
I've done videos. Hold on. So have other people that will show you that the boats never go over the curvature.
So his wife kept saying that too. She kept, I'd make points and she'd go, oh, that's so sad. It just shows you haven't done any research. And I just kept thinking, what research are they doing? Are they only looking at evidence that fits their false delusional worldview that the earth is flat? Because this is what it is. To think the earth is flat in 2017, where we now are, you have to truly be delusional. There is no evidence that the earth is flat. There is all sorts of evidence that the earth is a sphere. And for people who don't understand mathematics, which is over 95% of the population, which is why so many people have been sucked into the flat earth psyop, for people who don't understand mathematics, it becomes all the more challenging to understand the spherical nature. For example, if you listened to the debate last night, Jeranism kept making the point that sea level doesn't make any sense on a spherical earth. He's saying if there's curvature from Los Angeles to New York, cities that both come to the coast to sea level, he's saying that's impossible on a spherical earth. And I was saying to him, no, Jeranism, it's not impossible. Think of a ball. Think of, the ocean wrapping around the spherical earth because of gravity, which pulls everything towards the center of its mass, which is the reason the sea is level and surrounding the spherical earth. He doesn't understand how there can be curvature and 2 points be level on a sphere. Think about it. There's a ball, right? All the water is being pulled. The space where water meets what we call land, that's what we refer to as sea level. All the water is pulled evenly around the ball. That's why it's at sea level, the same height. And the fact that it's all pulled around a spherical earth is the reality of this world we live in. And for anyone who just denies that because they can't understand it, that doesn't make the earth flat. I just could not get behind how Jeranism, I couldn't even understand how he was so perplexed by what sea level is on a spherical earth. Everyone should be able to understand what we're told. Even if you disagree with it, you should understand the model. If there's a spherical Earth and there's water that's the majority of the planet, and it's all being pulled toward the center, it's going to become level, as it does in this world. There's all sorts of landmass below the ocean, that once upon a time was above the ocean. But over time, the water level has been rising because we're coming out of an ice age, right? So water constantly rising, more and more land masses getting covered up. But as it rises, it all comes to the same height, and that's what we call sea level. So anyway, we just heard them say that there's no evidence that a ship sets over the horizon. Let's just finish by watching this. And again, you want 4 more proofs that the Earth is a sphere and not flat. I'm going to link all of these short videos in the description. They're all undeniable. And you know what? I tried to make one other point to Jeranism last night that he played naive on. I was explaining how Flat Earth videos don't get suppressed. You look at all the Flat Earth channels, their videos have big views, tons of likes, hardly any dislikes. Anytime you make a video disproving the Flat Earth Psyop, it gets attacked by trolls and bots, because YouTube is here to attack truth and help spread lies and disinfo, which all of us who are real truth seekers and speakers know. But Jeranism, he just wanted to shrug this off and just say, well, it's because he's invested in a lie. Jeranism has invested in a lie. Cognitive dissonance is what plagues the Flat Earth community. They don't want to look at the realities of this world we live in, and they want to delude themselves with a belief that has no evidence. More evidence that the Flat Earth is a psyop is just how YouTube treats videos that expose the Flat Earth lies. Jeranism said that all these videos proved nothing. Wrong. They all prove that the Earth is a sphere. Proof of curvature right here. Proof of how the stars operate on this Earth right here. Impossible on a flat Earth. Again, proof that the sun could never operate as the Flat Earth community is saying it operates, like it's a lamp in your room. And again, the mathematics of the Flat Earth prove it to be false. So let's finish up here by showing a boat going over the horizon. Until next time, Truth Seeker.